cool. Okay, main event time. Nikita Krylov taking on Ryan Spann. Krylov, the minor, the 30-year-old, also the minor meaning one who works in a mine, not a teenager. The 30-year-old out of Ukraine, 29-9 as a pro, 12 knockouts, 15 submission victories on his record. Only 2 of his 29 wins have gone the distance. Despite a seemingly dominant record, he's had his ups and downs in the UFC in his 8 fights. He is 4-4 so far in the UFC, but he is riding a 2-fight win streak over Alexander Gustafsson and Volkan Ozdemir. So a couple of big names that he's notched on his belt now.
Krylov's 10-7 in the UFC. I think you missed some fights there, pal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He had a run in between he was out of the UFC
stint?
and then came back.
Oh, he left at one point. Maybe you're looking at second stint. That's what it is.
Man, I usually try to look for that, but
He went and fought in Russia for a little bit. Yeah.
I must have missed this.
I just know because I have my rankings up, and I see that he's 10-7.
Okay. Well, he's 4-4 in this stint.
Fair.
In his current stint, which is also saying something. Standing across from him is going to be Ryan Superman Spann, 31-year-old out of Beaumont, Texas. He's 21-7 as a pro, 6 knockouts, 12 subs on his record, and he's riding a back-to-back win streak over Ian Cutelaba and Dominic Reyes, who he finished with a half jab, which was crazy, which I think said a little bit more about Reyes than it did about Spann. I hate to say it because I like Reyes a lot. Anyway, Ryan Spann taking on Krylov. Mark, start us off.
All right, I really like this main event. Funny enough, it has the same exact odds as the Bellator main event. The favorite, Krylov, is -170. The underdog Spann is +140. And I just want to take a second to point out that Nikita Krylov is the number 6 light heavyweight in the UFC right now. This dude has worked his way up there. I mean, it helped that Glover retired and things like that, but him being at 6 is pretty high. So, yeah, this is a big one. The size is going to go to Spann. He's got a 2-inch height and 4-inch reach advantage on Krylov. Spann has looked really good lately, as you said. He looks like he's putting it together. He's always, shown his promise, but he's had some hiccups in there. He has mentioned that he wasn't training seriously before and that he finally has been for the last year or year and a half or whatever he's alluded to. So who knows what to make of that. If that really is the case, maybe we're seeing a next level of Ryan Spann now. But this is a tough fight, man, because Ryan Spann thrives early in fights. And Nikita Krylov is a very hard dude to finish, as he showed in the Volkan Ozdemir fight. My man got yoked in round 1 multiple times and just proceeded to not care and then win the whole rest of the fight. He's a tough dude to put out. He can be put out, but he's tough, and he can push a pace for all 25 minutes if he needs to, and I'm not sure that Ryan Spann has that in him. This does feel like it could be another one of those fights where I pick it based on logic, and then the guy on the come-up just suddenly looks massively improved. So watch Ryan Spann go in there and push a pace for 25 minutes. But I haven't seen anything out of him to make me think he has that in the tank yet, at least at this point in his career. He feels very much to me like a first 5 to 10 minutes kind of fighter. And I just don't think he's getting Krylov out of there. Krylov looks really good lately. He just worked Volkan Ozdemir, and say about Ozdemir what you will, but I kind of think we're in the middle of the best Nikita Krylov we've seen it in his multiple UFC runs. I'm not saying he's a title contender necessarily or anything like that, but I think we've kind of hit a Krylov who you're picking over guys who are not top 5 guys. If he comes out wild, which he absolutely can do and has done, you can throw up your hands because it's just going to be a coin flip, because if he comes out wild and stupid and Ryan Spann lands a clean one, then the fight's going to be over. But if he is smart enough to know the cardio is heavily in his corner and he's in a 5-round fight here and he comes out measured, I think this should be his fight. I think it's a fight that he takes over as it goes on. I think he can win it multiple ways. I think he could hurt Spann. I think he could out-grapple him, sub, ground and pound. I think a lot of things open up as the cardio becomes a bit more of a factor. I will go with Nikita Krylov by, man, I really could see either way. I will say sub as he is trying to get a stoppage on the ground, and that it's not coming and he just like wraps up a neck instead, and Spann gives up.
Wow. Okay, Omar.
All valid takes. On paper, I think Nikita Krylov is supposed to win this fight. I think he's got more tools. I think he's better. I think he's more well-rounded. But I like Ryan Spann. I've been on the Ryan Spann train for quite some time, for better or worse. He's had some real interesting performances where he doesn't look the best, and then, he wins. And I think we're probably going to have something very similar to that here. He's another one that can be very opportunistic in his wins, especially in his submissions. But I think he catches Krylov here. I think they are striking. I think it goes pretty evenly in the first round. But I think Ryan Spann finds his chin with a nice little right cross. And I think it's the beginning of the end. So I'm going to go with Ryan Spann KO round 1.
Interesting fight to try to pick up. I liked a lot of points that both of you guys made. Hard to ignore Ryan Spann's power for the weight class. He's a big 205er at 6'5". He's certainly a finisher. I mean, every one of his last 5 fights ended in the first round. He didn't win all of them, but yeah, he lately especially has been a first round fighter. It's like the bell rings, round 1. It's like you watch, because something's gonna happen. I do like his power. I almost want to pick Ryan Spann, but I think that Krylov is just too well rounded, man. I think his record speaks to that, and I think he's going to weather the storm in round 1. And I think we're going to see a Krylov TKO in the middle of the fight. I'll say round 3.
Like it.
So there you have it.
I'm looking now if there's a way for me to bet Krylov by finish at any point and also bet Ryan Spann round 1 knockout and like not lose, you know what I mean? Like what the odds are, because I truly think it's one or the other of those two scenarios. I'm curious, but I'm not up to it yet, so you can feel. Oh, actually, no. Here I am on it. So here, let's see. Round 1 for Spann knockout is plus 750. And Krylov by any type of finish is it's minus odds, minus 135. I mean, it could still not really worth it. Oh well, so much for my brilliance.
All right, what do you say we end with a little bit of trivia?
I got one too.